Alrighty, getting started. Just making sure stream health is good. Playing around with the music settings. You got Dylan, Charles Buchanan, Rory with the hi, hola, and konnichiwa. Charles says, how are you? This is very cool. Thank you. So, I'm adding Hornet and added some buildings. So probably just gonna color Hornet, which should probably take like less than a minute, and then working on like some building detail. I watched Psy Girls. What's Psy Girls? It sounds like it could be fun or educational or both. Psy Girls. Oh, it looks like it's a PBS show. Neat. I'm just looking through some thumbnails of Psy Girls, and there's one that looks pretty funny. It's one of the characters in a giant puppet of herself. It's cute. I guess there's a science to puppets. Alright. So yeah, like I said, Hornet's pretty easy. I tried looking up a bunch of references of her and a bit of fan art, and she's got a pretty straightforward design. Not a lot of nuance to it, which I like, you know. I've been playing Silk Song with my bro, and yeah, she's got some pretty simple animations and style. There's this thing she does, it's like essentially turning her cloak into a bit of a parachute, and it's like very simple shape, very solid color. So since I'm looking for like bugs and rodents and stuff to put in this scene, I thought I'd add her. A lot of people have been waiting for Hornet for a while. What was it, like 7 years? If these should go... Yeah, that works. Maybe I could give her cloak like a simple animation. Like that it's flowing in the wind or fluttering. Hey Kush. Woo, party people. Yeah, it stinks that The administration in America it feels anti-science. But hopefully shows like that'll get picked up on other streaming services. Like someone else already picked up Sesame Street. Yeah, White Ray Ray, it's bad. It was definitely a part of my formative years watching Sesame Street. When I was growing up, it was Sesame Street, and then later on, there's some other shows like George Shrinks. I love the Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego game show that they had. Ooh, I made some really good progress on the previous Leon today. Very excited for that one. Still waiting on narration from a friend, though. Going to pester them about it after today. I had some color picked out for these. Let me see. I actually kind of wanted to model this city after Hornet from Earthbound. Let me see. We got deviled egg yellow, brick red, light blue. Let me try that. I don't know, Hornet feels kind of 50s-ish. The game definitely feels like it's taking place around that time. Maybe it's the fact that there's like an alien invasion and the aliens are kind of cheesy. Oh, I missed a bunch of stuff. Hey, did you hear Beast Boy's voice actor got fired? Yeah, I heard about that a few days ago. So apparently he had announced Parkinson's, that he had Parkinson's, and then shortly after the guy who's in like the head of like I think like animation and stuff at Warner Brothers, his name is Sam Register, fired him. And if you watch Teen Titans Go, Sam Register has actually appeared on the show as like some kind of a scary giant golden head And yeah, this from what they're saying, that it's like shortly after this announcement from Greg Sipes, the voice actor of Beast Boy, he fired him. And the rest of the voice actors, the voice actors for Starfire, Raven, Robin, and Cyborg were pleading with him, not to fire Greg, because they've been a team for so long, and the show wouldn't be the same without him. But also there have been other reports maybe indicating Beast Boy was fired because he'd been posting certain things on social media that and using the image of Beast Boy while he was posting this stuff. And he was posting things, I think, like maybe stuff that Cartoon Network or WB or whatever entity didn't feel was appropriate. Like I think at some point he might have been writing stuff that was like anti-vaccine. I'm not sure if that's still his position. But yeah, I mean, he's been writing this kind of stuff for years, and they never had a problem with it before. And I wouldn't put it past them that these executives decided to can him because of his illness. So it looks bad. If they hire someone else to do Beast Boy's role, I'm not gonna be in it for that. I'm loving your animation so far. Keep it up. Thank you, White Ray Ray. Hey, Crazecore. Hey, Trey. Let's see. Still sad Nelvana closed their studios. Oh, yeah, Nelvana's been around for a while. I just think of them as the Polar Bear Studio. Teehee. Wait, is that a polar bear? Yeah, it has to be, right? Oh, I'm looking at one of their logos right now. Yeah, it's a white bear. I just remember it is usually like a blue outline. Nice rumor, Honeybottom, says Maikuru-san. Thank you. Pretty happy with how she turned out. You got Zach saying random words as usual. Tom and Jerry. Hey, Raincloud. James Gunn and Kevin Conroy will be disappointed. I wouldn't be surprised. Goosebumps. T.Y. I remember that show that they had. They fired him because he's anti-vax. Why didn't they Fire, Terra Strong. Yeah, that's true. Terra Strong was posting the same stuff. Uh, in fact, I think I did. Yeah, I did an animation of them ignoring the shrinky virus. They didn't get vaccinated for that, and they both shrank from it. He might have been posting some other stuff. But yeah, like I said, these executives make some awful decisions, and they have no loyalty for their employees. You know, they have to fire people. They will. They don't feel like you're going to be of use to them. Can you do murder drones? Well, to be fair, most of the stuff that I do is commission work or my own personal projects. And this thing that I'm doing here is personal project, collaboration type of a deal. I'm not too interested in murder drones. I've seen an episode or two, and it just didn't really interest me. I know some people really like that show, but I think even if someone was asking for a commission, I don't know if I'd accept it. The largest prehistoric centipede was the extinct millipede Anthropluria, which lived around 300 million years ago and could reach lengths of over 8 feet long. It was the largest terrestrial bug. Ew. Yeah, it's a polar bear. Yep, polar bear. I think the only other logo that really is sort of burned into my brain is the Deke logo, DIC, because there'd be I think the voice of a girl that would say Deke. There was also another one for Savage Studios. It was just some guy named Savage. And there'd also be another, some girl saying something like, Savage, we love you. Yeah, these were studios that, I just always remembered their logos from when I was a kid. Maybe I should put a bus stop here. Well, I hate to be Warner Brothers right now. Yeah, I think they might be the least popular studio at the moment. They've made some goofball decisions. Vinyl was so important to me because they were like the flagship Canadian studio in my eyes. Also, maybe the most Canadian. Wait, they're not. Are there polar bears in Canada? Or is it more grizzly bears? Or do they have grizzly bears now? Heard about polar bears and grizzly bears making babies. I don't know where bears live. One of my cousins who fancies themselves a bit of an outdoorsman was at some point in his life super interested in wanting to hunt a grizzly bear and have like a trophy, like how you see in the old Disney cartoons with like bearskin rugs and whatnot. And not really my thing. Like, I can understand if someone has to defend themselves against a bear, but I wouldn't go out of my way to hunt an animal for a trophy. I'm not Gaston. It's always kind of beautiful in a way. Deke and Nelvana co-produced Inspector Gadget. Oh, that's kind of cool. Two of my favorite logos joined together to make an awesome show. Nelvana made the pilot for the Get Along Gang before Deke made the series, and Deke made the first Care Bears cartoon. Aww. Bowser Jr. Fawful Espanol. Hello, Damaris. I think MGM was probably always better than both Warner Brothers and Disney. And perhaps we were just realizing that just now after all this time. I haven't heard too much drama surrounding MGM. They're the Tom and Jerry guys, aren't they? Da, da, da. 300 years ago, geez, only 300 years, there used to be 10,000 grizzly bears living there unbeknownst to the Europeans. Also, by 1924, all of them were wiped out. Biggest one weighed 2,000 pounds or more. That's sad. I like grizzly bears. They're like the retired dad of the animal kingdom. All they do is sleep and fish. Da 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 da. A friend who used to do music for me made me this Teen Titans theme because they knew how much I like Teen Titans, and they thought, oh, maybe one day you'll need this for like one of your animations. It's weird. I haven't done stuff with like my favorite cartoons, like my #1 favorites. Like there was something I wanted to do with Samurai Jack. Never got around to it. Had a few ideas with Teen Titans. Never got around to that. Someday maybe. I just keep distracting myself with other ideas, other interests, and hobbies. There were the Tom and Jerry guys before Warner Brothers, but Turner Entertainment bought the MGM library. Dang. My state of California, says Trace Spivia. Hey, that's my state too. I don't mind modern MGM, but just hearing the stories of behind the scenes of Wizard of Oz. Yeah. That was really terrible. Oh, what's the name of the Dorothy actor? Dorothy actor. Judy Garland. Yeah, a lot of sad stuff involving the production of that movie. The male actors didn't treat her with a whole lot of respect. It's ironic that from what I've heard, that the actor playing the witch was the one that was like being, much more kind to her. Kind of sours things when I watch the movie, and it's like, I know who the real good guys and the real bad guys were. Here, Paramount wants to buy Warner Brothers, but I think Amazon should buy Warner Brothers. I know it's bad, but I wouldn't mind if there was one company that sort of held all the cards in that respect. Just because I kind of like the idea of just one streaming service instead of like all this IP owned by like all these different companies. Or maybe if there's a single streaming service and then with a bunch of different holding corporations or whatever they're called, owning their individual IPs, and then I guess maybe they could get a bigger share depending on whose properties are getting like the most views, the most interaction. It's a shame that the Jetsons never had a movie. They've had a few. Not like theatrical productions, I don't think. But they did have a few. Actually, maybe it was just two. 2 or 3. But yeah, they haven't had like like the Flintstones. They had their live action series, not series, movie. Yeah, I remember a Jetsons movie It had like slightly better animation than the series. I think it introduced some little alien guy. I think it was an alien. Looked like an Ewok, but with spring legs. Am I remembering this correctly? Let me see. Jetsons movie. Yeah. Alright, I'm looking up Jetsons movie, but I'm not seeing this springy little guy. Maybe he was in a different thing. Oh, but there are little Ewok looking characters. Weird. Yeah, Jetsons had a movie. I think of Rockin' with Judy Jetson. Rockin' with Judy Jetson. Yeah, dang, they had a few movies. I think the only one I remember seeing, and this was like a recent movie, it was Jetsons versus WrestleMania. Or Jetsons and WrestleMania. Which was a pretty good movie. It was like Demolition Man. It was insane. Basically, one of the wrestlers, I think it's the Big Show, gets frozen in time. And when he gets to the future, you know, the Jetsons' future, it's like since everyone else's bodies have atrophied because they have robots doing all their work, he's basically able to take over. He takes over everything. Like, the police can't stop him. No one can stop him. He becomes like a freaking dictator. Jetsons have to go into the past to find more wrestlers to stop him. But of course, probably the worst thing about these WrestleMania movies, because like every popular Hanna-Barbera character did like crossovers with WrestleMania. Scooby, the Flintstones. It's I think Ed McMahon is in these movies, and he might be a scummier executive than Sam Register. I just hear some bad stuff about this guy. I have to research because I haven't looked into it in a while, but probably one of his worst sins is not providing adequate health coverage for his employees. And you'd think you would for, you know, for wrestlers. I know people say, oh, this is like, you know, this is an act, wrestling is fake, but they do real stunts. And they can get hurt. And of course, I would never say wrestling is fake in front of an actual wrestling fan. I don't want to get in a headlock. Well, hopefully that never happens. Yeah, more like the Wizard of Abuse. Yeah. It's crazy because who used to be like that? Who used to be owned by a bunch of companies before Disney took over? Yeah, I know I said I'd preferred if there was like one entity or corporation that had these IPs so there could be one streaming service. Um, but having actual competition is much better. Like a bunch of companies that provide the same service. Because when you have like a bunch of companies competing with each other, you get more innovation that way. When there's just one game in town, so to speak, that leads to people getting sort of like, lazy. Say we don't have any competition, we can just keep shoveling the same stuff. Ooh, or even worse, you get people maybe trying to sort of peddle their politics to you. Da, da, da. We have Rarar. I came here for one reason. I wasn't disappointed. I almost didn't notice you, Rarar, because your little avatar just sort of blends in. Biggest cat that ever lived was the American lion, trumping even the saber-toothed cat. And the Siberian tigers were the smartest cats that ever lived. But they died out 11,000 years ago. Not so smart then, were they? So Thiek is currently owned by WildBrain, the same company that owns the Peanuts, and it's also Canadian. Neat! Did you know the American lion also lived in California? Nice. A Cali local. No, not roar roar. Roar roar. Roar roar roar. There's someone. They're here on the chat. It's just hard to see their name because it's camouflaged. All right, this is shaping up nicely, I think. Da, 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 da. The Queen versus Slime 1 says, yo, howdy. Kush says it's probably also the reason WildBrain produced Sonic Prime with Sega. Oh, they're the ones that produced that show. A pretty neat show. Seriously, did you know of the American lion? No, first time I'm hearing about it. Usually, when I think American lion, I think of like mountain lions. Or cougars. Deke made The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog Saturday Morning and Sonic Underground. Oh, there's a Sonic Underground joke in the previous Leon that I'm making. My brother really loved that show. I should give it a try sometime. I was looking at some screenshots of it, and it definitely does look like a Deke production. There was, I think it was on Robot Chicken. They did, like, what if Deke made a Space Jam? But it's not Space Jam, it's like golf. Like Tiger Woods. Maybe I could find it. Oh yeah, Golf Jam. This working? Yeah, here we go. Alright, here's a link to that. Deke also made Archie's Weird Mysteries. There was definitely an awakening of some kind with that Attack of the 50-Foot Veronica episode. Oh, this is the previous Leon music. What time is it? 42 minutes. Not bad. Maybe this thing needs an extra little support thingy here. Last time on The Incredible Shrinking Hedgehog. Deke and Elvana are my childhood. Yeah, same here, Kush. Reminds me, like I said, I got to check with my voice actor, my friend. Hopefully they got their air conditioning fixed and can do the narration very soon. Actually, really need them to get that voice stuff done, because at this point, from the progress I've shown you, Raincloud, I mostly need it for like timing and whatnot. So I know how much bonus surge animations I can make. I wanted to make her doing like lightning punch. So hyped for next week. I think also did Sabrina the animated series and the Real Ghostbusters. I love the Real Ghostbusters. Had some really awesome designs in that one. I wonder if I have a better font. Meltdown, no. No. Collector comment. Just leave it like this for now as sort of a placeholder. So I love the design for the ghost in this series, like the Boogeyman and the Sandman. When Egon faces the Boogeyman and he gets over his childhood trauma. Yeah, that's a pretty good episode. Sandman episode when Winston and Janine save the day was so freaking cool. I need to watch the Sandman one again. But I did enjoy the Janine episodes. It was always nice when she had like a big part. Can have an alternative for the narration if you want, if it takes too long. It's up to you. Yeah, I'll see if I have to make an executive decision on that, Raincloud. The geological timescale is a history of the Earth broken down into 4 spans: Precambrian, Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and the Cenozoic eras over the course of 4.5 billion years. Dang, 4.5 billion, and it's just these 4 eras? Rumor Honeybottom's face. Yeah, look at her. She's arrogant because she knows she looks good. I can send the Starman episode if you want. Yes, please. So wait, hold on. Did you think the Earth... Well, did you think the Earth was Animator? What? I know the Earth is billions of years old. I just didn't realize that those billions of years were separated into just 4 eras. I would have imagined 4 billion years, maybe throw in a few more eras. Though I'm sure that's not how it works. No, and don't worry, I'm not one of those people that thinks the Earth is like 5,000 years old. I'm not crazy. Hee. Not in that sense, anyway. What do you think the bee reminds me of Aunt Fanny from Robots? Oh yeah. Didn't she have like a running gag where she farted? I haven't seen a Robots movie since it was in theaters. Teehee. But I remember, it's like maybe the one joke that I remember from that entire movie is that Fanny would fart, and since she has a big butt, it would usually be like this big booming fart. And like she did this fart. There was like this robot that was outside the building, and you see him faint, and you think, oh, that's funny. She farted so hard and made this robot faint. But then the next morning, it's like there's a chalk outline of where the robot was. So it's like she killed a guy with her fart. Good old Fanny and her lethal farts. Oh dang! In case I don't think anyone asked, or maybe I missed a comment, but the image to the top left hand, that is from Name and Address Withheld, and that's the final part of the trilogy they made with the Proud Snacks. It's Oscar running away saying his famous catchphrase, "Trudy!" We are currently in the Cenozoic age of mammals. Neat. Fresh TV. Don't know if I remember that logo. Did it have something to do with like fruits? Oh, they were doing armpit farts, and then she actually farted, yeah. I miss Blue Sky Studios, says Kush. They made the Peanuts movie, Robots, and Epic, and the original Ice Age. Aw, they did the original Ice Age? I love that movie. Watched it so many times as a kid. Crazecore, yeah, as he was passing out, he said, "Lady, please see a doctor." They made my Petty and Violet movie. I have it on DVD, robots. I got Ice Age on, or I had Ice Age on DVD. Precambrian Eon, says Trey, lasted for approximately 4 billion years. From the formations of the Earth around 4.5 to 4.6 billion years ago. Beginning of the Cambrian period about 542 million years ago. These vast periods represent the first 88% of Earth's geologic history. Interesting. Alright. Time is of the essence, and I do want to at least get all the doors going here. Gave Patty a crush on Pigpen. Love the Peanuts movie so much. Is it the Peanuts movie or the Peanuts smoothie? A peanut butter smoothie would be pretty good about now. So many characters and gave Charlie Brown the happy ending he deserved. Good old Chuck. I knew things would turn out swell for him eventually. Precambrian explosion was a geologically rapid period of a diversification of animal life, resulting in the appearance of most major animal body plans. Neat. All this talk about Cambrian explosions is making me think of that Evo game. This will look better here. Yeah, Evo was a pretty cool game on the SNES, if I remember. And it was largely about your character evolving. Starting as a fish and then taking on other attributes. Eventually could grow legs and walk on land. Really fun game. Pretty cool bosses. An adventure through time. Excuse me. Pardon me. This needs one more door. I like that this one is the same color as that one. Also give it a bit of a different design. Thank you, Trey. Oh yeah, the piano sound effect I used for the kite eating tree is actually from the Peanuts movie. Neat. Oh, and thank you, Kush. Also, as for Cartoon Network, I prefer Generator Rex over Steven Universe anytime. I don't think I watched a whole lot of Generator Rex, so I cannot make an informed decision. It looked like an okay show. I think in my mind, when I was seeing stuff about it, I thought it was like Ben 10 but with robots. They did have a period where they were doing a lot of Action Boys series. There was Ben 10, Generator Rex, Secret Saturdays. And they tried to do Magic Boy with Steven Universe. And for a long time it was Magic Girls. You know, like Amphibia, Owl House, Ghost and Molly McGee. I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, Star versus the Forces of Evil. Now I'm not sure what they're doing. Oh, excuse me, sorry. I keep leaving my fan on when I take a nap, or even when I go to sleep, and then it just sort of does a number on my sinuses. Hey Hayes, you're locked in? Nice. One Blue Sky Studio shut down. Once Blue Sky Studio shut down, the actual middle animation where Scrat finally gets the acorn. You know, that was good of him. After all these millions of years. Did you say General Rex from Commander Clark? No! Generator Rex. Alright, last store, and then I think I'll be wrapping things up. Speaking of magic girls, show followed the adventures of Rex Salazar, teenager who's can transform his body. Not a big fan of the name Salazar. That was the name of the authoritarian in charge of the government from my parents' homeland during the time of their formative youth. Not the worst of authoritarians, but an authoritarian no less. Yeah, also Fresh TV did have a little lime. Nice. Yeah, when you said Fresh TV, like that was sort of rang a bell. Yeah, it looks like sometimes it was a lime and sometimes it was an orange. Ooh, and sometimes they got fancy and they turned it to the side so that you got to see more of the fruit. Interesting. Also, says Trey, I lost all respect for Tara Strong and Greg Sipes. Hayes with a hi, do you like me? Hayes, why are you sad? And also, I like everyone who's subscribed to my channel and watched every video. Or who just takes some time to check out what I'm drawing or working on. I'm a very affable person. Most of the time. Ugh, I hate sniffling like that. Alright, at least I got some kind of a city. I might go back and make changes or add some details. Play around with the line thickness. Do stuff like that. Let's see how this place looks with some bricks. That's my go-to design for buildings. Just add some bricks. And it adds so much value and detail. Yeah, it's already looking better. Alright, let's see what we got so far. Make sure nothing's clipping. Oh, Stella Shrinks Part 5. It's going to take a little bit of time. The commissioner still needs to finish their current project, which is the Minish Cap animation I've been working on. And then when I finish that one, they'll commission the Stella Shrinks Part 5. So it could take a while.
So everything worked out just fine in the end. So everything worked out just fine in the end. So everything worked out just fine in the end. So everything worked out just fine in the end.
Alright, oops. Alright, some decent progress so far. Luna is kind of obsessed with Hollow Silk Song. Oh, do you mean like shipping Hollow Knight with Hornet? Or just the two games? Because they are both pretty fun. Also, 5 years prior to the events of the show, there was an explosion that infected everyone with every kind of nanotechnology. Dang. That reminds me of that Static Shock episode where it was like there was this explosion at a factory that turned a bunch of people into mutants or gave them like superpowers. Thanks, Trey. Alrighty, that's my time. Thanks everyone for dropping in. Thanks for chat and whatnot. If I do anything else, any other streams this week, maybe the Super Rare Saturday stream, but we shall see. How is Hillbilly Spinell coming along? I might have that one finished this month, hopefully. Not the whole thing. The commissioner wanted some more. I might have made some cuts on it, but we'll see how that goes. Oh, she just likes the game. All right, yeah, they're really fun games. Pleasure to watch. Thank you, Craze Core. I am so hyped for next week. I know, Kush. You're hype. You're hype. All right. Talk to y'all later. Thanks for dropping in. See ya when I see ya. Peace.